Good evening, I'm Camelia, and this is KiniNews. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil has responded to claims that the royal addendum granting Najib Abdul Razak house arrest was hidden. When asked about it today, this was what he said.
Dalam hal ini kita berpandukan proses yang berlaku dalam mahkamah. Ya, dan seperti yang Perdana Menteri ada jawab di Parlimen sewaktu sesi PMQT, kita tertakluk kepada prinsip sub judice, maka kita akur dan patuh dengan prinsip itu dan proses di mahkamah itu diteruskan. Dokumen yang dimaksudkan itu sejujurnya tidak disorok. Ya. Saya sendiri sebagai Menteri Komunikasi tidak ada menerima, melihat ataupun dimaklumkan tentang dokumen tersebut. Ya. Dan saya percaya perkara ini oleh sebab ia melibatkan lembaga pengampunan.
Previously, a senior federal counsel told the Court of Appeal that the addendum issued by the previous Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Abdullah Sultan Ahmad Shah was not discussed in the Pardons Board meeting on January 29, 2024. Home Minister Saifuddin Nasution Ismail later said the addendum was also not sent to his ministry or the Prisons Department to be enforced. On Monday, the Court of Appeal granted Najib's appeal to commence a judicial review at the High Court to compel the government to enforce a decree by the previous Agong granting him house arrest. A letter from the Pahang Palace was submitted to the court, which confirmed that the addendum was real. Former Attorney General Ahmad Terrirudin Mohd Salleh was also asked about the addendum at the opening of the legal year 2025 in Putrajaya today. Former Attorney General Ahmad Terrirudin Mohd Salleh has remained tight-lipped over the house arrest royal addendum for ex-Premier Najib Abdul Razak. When asked for confirmation if the Attorney General's chambers had received the document last year, the federal court judge walked away from media personnel, saying no, no, no. Meanwhile, when met by the media at the same event in Putrajaya today, Terrirudin's successor, Attorney General Mohd Dusuki Mokhtar, also declined to respond. Dusuki said he would not comment on the matter. The issue revolves around the existence of a supplementary royal decree issued on January 29th last year that permitted Najib to serve the remainder of his jail sentence as house arrest. Terrirudin was the AG when the Pardons Board sat and gave Najib a discount on his jail time and fine. Meanwhile, Dusuki succeeded him in November last year. The addendum was attached to the main royal decree for the discounting of the ex-premier's 12-year jail sentence and 210 million ringgit fine to 6 years in jail and a 50 million ringgit fine. Moving on to Chief Justice Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat. In her speech at the same event, she advised judges to decide fairly and objectively, even if they are faced with requests from the executive.
I am here to do my job. I never coveted for it, but by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I was entrusted to lead the judiciary. It is an extremely intimidating position to hold, but upon accepting the appointment, I am fully committed to doing it properly. I will not bend or bow to any person, no matter how high and mighty, to do what he or she demands of me. My only master is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have utmost faith in my religion, which holds me accountable only to Allah on Judgment Day. I always intend on fulfilling my oath of office, especially in ensuring the Constitution reigns supreme, and I am guided by no other considerations than the law and the facts of any case within the bounds of judicially established principles.
If you would like to see other videos on her speech, head to Kinitv.com. Before we move on, if you'd like access to news like this and more, scan the QR code on the screen and subscribe to Malaysia Kini. Next, PKRs Hassan Abdul Karim has called a post on Najib's Facebook as a criminal offence for contempt of court. He said the posting was malicious and a defamation of the court. Pasir Gudang MP Hassan Abdul Karim said a recent Facebook post by former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak could be a criminal offence for contempt of court. He was commenting on a post which had appeared on Najib's Facebook account criticizing SRC International Trial Judge Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali. In a statement to Malaysia, Kini, Hassan, who is also a lawyer, said from his reading of the post, he concluded that it is an offence under the Penal Code for defaming the High Court, the Court of Appeal of Malaysia and the Federal Court which tried Najib in the SRC International case. According to him, the posting was malicious and a deliberate defamation of the court, tarnishing the court's reputation with a scandal that will create a negative impact on the judicial system. He added that the Court of Appeal judges and then the judges of the federal court had all upheld Nazlan's decision in the High Court. He also pointed out that Najib filed an application for a review of the federal court's decision before a special panel, and the result is that Najib was still convicted and sentenced. The Facebook post, which was uploaded yesterday, had brought up the issue of Nazlan's alleged conflict of interest in the SRC International case. It had mentioned his past working with Maybank when SRC International was engaging the bank and MACC's probe into the matter. The police have revealed that 182 police reports were lodged against Hanah Yao over her book. They added that 59 statements had also been recorded as part of their investigations. A total of 182 police reports have been filed against Youth and Sports Minister Hanah Yao's book. This is according to Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Rusdi Muhammad Issa. He told reporters today that statements have been recorded from 59 individuals as part of the ongoing investigation. He added that police have not yet recorded the minister's statement and no date has been set for this. PAS and other groups had targeted the book over translated excerpts from her autobiography, in which she speaks about how her Christian faith became an issue again on social media. Her critics focus on her description of herself as an ambassador of God, interpreting it as an attempt at evangelizing. Previously, the Kuala Lumpur High Court dismissed Yao's defamation suit against former Inspector General of Police Musa Hassan, who had alleged that the DAP lawmaker was attempting to turn Malaysia into a Christian nation. Yao has since lodged a police report and filed an appeal in the case. Muhammad Sabu has told the public not to fall for PAS's theatrics on their support for Najib, pointing out that they have a history of changing tunes. Amanah President Muhammad Sabu believes that the support from PAS for jailed former Premier Najib Abdul Razak is temporary and only to serve its political interests. In a statement today, he said it was only a political act by PAS. According to him, this is as the party changes their views frequently. He cited several occasions, including when past religious leaders used to preach to the party members that UMNO was not only a political adversary but also considered an infidel. However, he said after PAS left its cooperation with DAP and PKR, they made a pact with UMNO under Muafakat Nasional. With this, he told Amanah members and Muslims in this country, do not fall for PAS's theatrics again. He said everything they say is only an act and they can change their tune anytime they want. He also warned UMNO and Najib to be wary of PAS, saying that it is not impossible for the party to abandon them in the future. He claimed that PAS support for Najib today is only their theatrics to gain the support of the Malays. He added that it is not impossible that one day they abandon Najib when he no longer suits their political interest. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.